Listen closely. The world you were trained for is dead. If you think hard work and a steady job are your tickets to freedom, you are delusional. While you are sleeping, algorithms are making millions. While you are debating if AI is a fad, your competitors are using it to automate your replacement. This is your wake-up call. I am not here to hold your hand. I am here to give you the weapon. AI is the ultimate leverage. It is the great equalizer. Either you learn to command the machine, or you will be crushed by it. Choose your side right now. Chapter: The Algorithmic Mindset. Wake up. You're still running a race with legs made of flesh and bone, while the elite are riding hyper-intelligent rockets. If you are listening to this because you want a pat on the back for working hard, turn it off right now. Hard work is a commodity. It's cheap, it's common, and frankly, it's the reason you're still checking your bank balance with a knot in your stomach. The era of the hustler is dead. The era of the architect has begun. You are currently a slave to your biological limitations. You get tired, you get emotional, you get bored, and you make mistakes. While you're sleeping, an algorithm is processing 10,000 data points that could have made you a millionaire. You are losing because you are thinking like a human in a world governed by machines. To achieve financial freedom in the age of AI wealth domination, you don't need more motivation. You need to kill your ego and install an algorithmic mindset. The problem with your current approach is that you rely on intuition, a fancy word for guessing based on your limited, biased experience. You think you know what product will sell, what stock will moon, or what content will go viral. You are wrong. Your brain is a prehistoric tool trying to navigate a quantum landscape. This is the bottleneck. Your humanity. Every time you let gut feeling dictate a business decision, you are bleeding money. You operate on a linear scale. 1 hour of work equals 1 unit of output. That is a loser's game. The elite have realized that wealth is no longer about labor. It's about leverage. If you cannot automate your decision-making, you will forever be a cog in someone else's machine. You are competing against entities that don't sleep, don't have bad days, and don't care about your feelings. If you don't adapt, you won't just be poor. You will be obsolete. The solution is the algorithmic mindset. The ruthless transition from being a doer to being an orchestrator. This mindset requires you to see the world as a series of inputs, processes, and outputs. You must stop asking, how do I do this? And start asking, what system can do this for me with 100x the speed? Having an algorithmic mindset means you treat your wealth building like a software engineer treats code. You identify a profitable pattern. You feed it into an AI model. You optimize the parameters, and you scale it until the market screams. You aren't working. You are managing a digital army of bots that execute your will with surgical precision. This is about removing the human element from the execution phase. You provide the vision. The AI provides the velocity. When you stop reacting to the world and start programming your path through it, financial freedom isn't a dream, it's a mathematical certainty. Look at the case of a modern digital titan who built a $10 million e-commerce empire in 12 months. He didn't spend weeks designing logos or months agonizing over ad copy. He used AI to scrape market trends, used generative models to create 300 product variations in a weekend, and deployed automated scripts to A/B test them in real while his competitors were brainstorming in coffee shops. His algorithms had already identified the winning product, targeted the exact demographic with laser focus, and scaled the ad spend to 5 figures a day. He wasn't a genius in the traditional sense. He was an architect who understood that his only job was to feed the machine the right data and get out of the way. He didn't work harder. He worked smarter by not working at all. He orchestrated. This is your final wake-up call. The wall between the ultra-wealthy and the struggling masses is now made of silicon and code. You can either stay on the side that treats AI as a cool tool and continue to beg for scraps, or you can cross over and become the commander of your own digital destiny. Financial freedom is not a reward for your struggle. It is the result of your efficiency. The algorithmic mindset is your only weapon in this war for dominance. Stop being the fuel and start being the pilot. The machine is ready, the data is waiting, and the wealth is there for the taking. The only thing standing in the way is your outdated, biological way of thinking. Delete it. Install the future. Dominate. *** audiobook script, AI Wealth Domination, *** chapter, Niche Assassination with AI ***, stop playing house with your business. If you're trying to reach everyone, you're reaching absolutely nobody. And your bank account is the screaming proof of your failure. You've been told that the market is saturated, that the big players have already won, and that there's no room left for you to breathe, let alone thrive. That is a lie fed to the weak, to keep them compliant. The truth, the market isn't saturated. It's just full of lazy, mediocre generalists who are begging for scraps. You are not here to beg. You are here to dominate. You are here to perform a niche assassination. This isn't about finding a gap in the market. It's about using artificial intelligence as a high-precision tactical weapon to identify, infiltrate, and completely dismantle the competition in a microsector they didn't even know existed, while your competitors are wasting months on manual research. Drowning in spreadsheets and gut feelings, You are going to use AI to achieve God mode visibility. You are going to see the patterns they miss, the pain points they ignore, and the profits they are too blind to claim. This is how you achieve financial freedom, not by working harder, but by being the most lethal predator in the digital ecosystem. The problem with your current strategy is that you're fighting with a rusty butter knife while the world has moved to laser-guided missiles. You spend weeks brainstorming ideas that have already been done to death. You're entering crowded rooms and trying to shout louder than everyone else. That's a losing game. AI changes the physics of business. The old way of niche research was slow, biased, and often dead wrong. Today, AI can analyze millions of data points, sentiment trends, and competitor weaknesses in the time it takes you to drink a cup of coffee. The average Joe trap is real. Most people use AI to write a generic blog post or a mediocre email. They use a supercar to drive to the grocery store. You are going to use it to map the entire terrain of human desire and frustration. You are going to look for the bleeding neck problems, the specific, agonizing issues that people are desperate to pay to solve. You are going to own the solution before the competition even realizes there's a problem. The solution is niche assassination through deep sentiment, analysis, and hypersegmentation. You don't just ask an AI, what's a good niche? You use AI to scrape the darkest corners of Reddit, Amazon reviews, and industry forums to find what people hate about current products. You look for the but. I love this software, but it's too expensive for freelancers. This keto diet is great, but I hate cooking for more than 10 minutes. That but is your entry point. That is where the money is buried. You feed these data sets into your AI models to generate a perfect offer that targets a niche so specific it feels like a personal attack on the customer's problems. We're talking about moving from fitness coach to AI-optimized longevity protocols for high-stress tech executives over 40. One is a commodity. The other is a high-ticket monopoly. When you use AI to narrow your focus, you don't just find a niche, you create a vacuum where you are the only viable choice. Look at the case of a digital entrepreneur I'd coached who was struggling in the SaaS marketing space. He was one of 10,000 voices. We pivoted. Using AI, we analyzed the specific complaints of independent law firm owners regarding their intake software. We found a massive disconnect in how they handled lead automation. Within 72 hours, he used AI to build a specialized lead nurturing framework and rebranded himself as the law firm intake assassin. He didn't change his skills. He changed his target with surgical precision. He went from charging $500 for general consulting to $15,000 for a specialized implementation. Zero competition. Total domination. That is the power of niche assassination. Financial freedom isn't a dream. It's a calculation. It is the result of finding a high-value problem and solving it with unfair speed. The AI doesn't just give you the data. It gives you the leverage to execute while others are still thinking. You have the weapon. You have the intelligence. Now, do you have the guts to stop being a generalist and start being an assassin? The market is waiting to be conquered. Choose your target, deploy your AI, and take what is yours. Dominate, or get out of the way. Your wealth domination starts now. Chapter: The Content Factory. Zero effort authority. Stop lying to yourself. You think you're busy. No, you're just invisible. In the digital economy, if people don't see you, you don't exist. And if you don't exist, you don't get paid. Period. You've been told that building authority takes a decade of paying your dues and finding your voice. That is a lie fed to you by people who are terrified of how fast you can replace them. Welcome to the era of the content factory. This isn't about being a creator. I don't want you to be a starving artist, agonizing over every syllable. I want you to be an industrialist of influence. We are moving from the era of manual labor to the era of algorithmic dominance. If you aren't using AI to flood the market with your presence, you are actively choosing to stay poor. Look at the losers around you. They spend 3 weeks perfecting one blog post or one video script. They worry about their authentic voice while their bank accounts stay empty. Authenticity is a luxury for those who have already won. Right now, your problem is scale. You are one person with 24 hours in a day. You cannot outwork a machine. So why are you trying to? The traditional path to authority is a meat grinder. It's slow, it's painful, and it's designed to keep you small. Most people quit because they burn out before they ever see a dime. They think they need to be the smartest person in the room to lead it. Wrong. You just need to be the person who owns the room's attention. This is where the AI content factory changes the game. We are shifting from creating to commanding. Zero effort authority means using AI to synthesize 1,000 years of human knowledge into a week's worth of high-impact content in mere seconds. You are no longer the writer. You are the architect. You feed the AI your vision, your raw data, and your goals, and you let the machine build the skyscraper. You can produce 50 high-level articles, 200 social media hooks, and 10 video scripts before your coffee gets cold. This isn't cheating. It's leverage. Leverage is the only path to financial freedom. By saturating every platform simultaneously with a generated human refined brilliance, you create an illusion of omnipresence. People start seeing you everywhere. They assume you have a team of 50. In reality, it's just you, your laptop, and your AI legion. Consider the ghost founders currently taking over LinkedIn and X1 Kid, 22 years old, no degree, and zero expertise. He used AI to scrape the top 100 books on venture capital, synthesized the core insights, and used a content factory workflow to post 3 times a day across every platform for 3 months. He didn't write a single word from scratch. He used AI to find the gaps in the market, fill the voids, and polish the delivery to a professional sheen. Within 90 days, he was being invited to speak at conferences. Within 6 months, he launched a consulting firm that cleared 6 figures in its first month. He didn't spend years studying. He spent weeks mastering the machine. He built authority out of thin air because the machine allowed him to be louder, faster, and more consistent than anyone else. The window of opportunity is closing. Soon, everyone will have these tools, but only the aggressive will win. You have a choice. You can keep finding your voice while you struggle to pay rent, or you can build your factory today. Stop thinking and start deploying. Financial freedom isn't found in a paycheck. It's found in owning the infrastructure of your own influence. The AI doesn't care about your excuses or your writer's block. It only cares about the commands you give it. Build the factory, flood the market, dominate the space. Your empire is waiting, and it is exactly one prompt away. Get to work. Chapter: No-Code Wealth Infrastructure. Listen closely. Because the world is split into 2 types of people, those who build the machines and those who are crushed by them. If you're still trading your hours for a paycheck, you aren't a player. You're a cog. You've been lied to for decades. You were told that to build a tech empire, you needed to be a Silicon Valley prodigy with a mastery of Python, C++, and complex algorithms. That lie kept you small. It kept you waiting for permission, waiting for a co-founder, and waiting for enough capital. But the era of the digital peasant is dead. Right now, as you listen to this, there is a silent revolution happening, the birth of the no-code wealth infrastructure. This is a system where your ideas become assets at the speed of thought. This isn't about trying to make money. This is about engineering a digital machine that prints it. If you aren't building, you are being exploited. Why are you still struggling to scale? Why is your bank account stagnant despite your hustle? It's because your income is tied to your physical presence. Your wealth is capped by your heartbeat. The problem isn't your work ethic, it's your architecture. Most people try to scale their lives by working harder, which is like trying to win a Formula 1 race by pedaling a bicycle faster. You think I can't code is a valid excuse? It's a pathetic shield for your fear of the unknown. In the AI era, a lack of technical skill is no longer a barrier, it's a filter that separates the visionaries from the victims. If you don't build a system that works while you're asleep, you will work until the day they bury you. That is the brutal math of the modern economy. You are currently operating on a manual labor mindset in an automated world. And that is a recipe for financial extinction. The solution is the no-code wealth infrastructure. Imagine AI as the brain and no-code tools as the nervous system. You are the architect. By leveraging tools like Zapier, Make, and Bubble, and stitching them together with large language models like GPT-4, you can build autonomous agents that hunt for leads, close deals, and manage operations without you lifting a finger. This is about building a ghost company, a business with 0 employees, 0 overhead, and infinite scalability. You aren't just you are commanding a digital army. You can build complex software, automated marketing funnels, and data scraping engines in a single weekend. You are no longer waiting for a developer to build your dream. You are dragging that dream into reality with your own 2 hands, using visual interfaces that translate your raw ambition into pure profit. Look at the Solo Titan model. I know a creator who was stuck in a dead-end consulting gig, drowning in emails and spreadsheets. He stopped complaining and started building. He used no-code to build an AI-driven niche research agency. He set up an AI agent to scrape market data, another to synthesize it into high-value reports, and an automated payment system to deliver the goods. He didn't hire a single person. He didn't write one line of syntax. Within 90 days, he was clearing $20,000 a month in pure profit while spending his afternoons at the gym. His infrastructure did the work of a 10-person team with 100% accuracy and 0% ego. He wasn't lucky. He was systematic. He replaced human error with algorithmic precision. The barrier to entry has collapsed, but the window of dominance is narrowing. Every day you spend learning without building is a day someone else stakes a claim on the territory you should own. Wealth in the age of AI isn't about who has the most employees. It's about who owns the most efficient infrastructure. Stop being a consumer of the future and start being its landlord. The tools are sitting right in front of you, waiting for a command. The AI is ready to labor. The only thing missing is your audacity to build the machine. Go out there and dominate. Build your no-code empire now, or get used to serving those who had the guts to do it while you were still making excuses. This is your wake-up call. The machine is waiting. Build it or be broken by it. Wake up, right now, as you are breathing, as you are sitting there, listening to my voice. Millions of dollars are evaporating into the digital ether, and you aren't catching a single cent of it. Why? Because you are still playing a human game in a machine's world. You are still thinking in minutes and hours, while the new elite, the AI masters, are thinking in microseconds. If you want financial freedom, stop looking for a job and start looking for an edge. The edge is called AI arbitrage, and it is the closest thing to a legal printing press that has ever existed. While you are sleeping, while you are eating, while you are doubting yourself, algorithms are scanning every exchange on the planet, identifying price discrepancies that exist for only a fraction of a second, and extracting profit with surgical, cold-blooded precision. This isn't a hobby. This is a war for liquidity, and if you aren't armed with high-frequency AI, you've already lost. The problem with most of you is that you're still trapped in the buy and hold mentality of your grandfather's era. You buy an asset, you cross your fingers, and you pray to the market gods that the price goes up. That's not a strategy. That's a hallucination. The market is a chaotic, irrational beast driven by human fear and greed. Humans are slow. Humans get tired. Humans let their emotions dictate their trades, panic selling when the red candles hit. AI doesn't have a pulse. It doesn't have fear. It doesn't care about news. It only cares about the math. Traditional trading is dead because the spread, the gap between the buy and sell prices, being eaten alive by machines that can execute 10,000 trades before you can even click your mouse. If you are still trying to manually beat the market, you are bringing a toothpick to a nuclear dogfight. The solution is the pivot to AI arbitrage and high-frequency trading. Imagine a digital predator that monitors the price of Bitcoin across 50 different global exchanges simultaneously. In one exchange, due to a sudden localized sell-off, the price is $10 cheaper than on another. A human would never see it. Even if they did, by the time they logged in, the opportunity would be gone. But an AI-driven arbitrage bot sees it in 5 milliseconds. It buys on exchange A and sells on exchange B instantly. It doesn't matter if the market is crashing or mooning. The profit is locked in the discrepancy. This is high-frequency profit accumulating thousands of tiny wins that snowball into a mountain of wealth. You aren't betting on the future. You are harvesting the inefficiencies of the present. This is how you achieve domination, by removing yourself from the equation and letting the machine's superior speed dictate your net worth. Let me give you a real-world scenario. Look at the Ghost Protocol, a private AI bot used by elite arbitrators. In 2023, during a period of extreme market volatility where retail investors lost billions, this AI executed over 1.2 million trades in a single month. Its average profit per trade, just 80 cents. To a loser, 80 cents sounds like nothing. But do the math. Genius. 1.2 million trades, multiplied by 80 cents, is nearly $1 million in pure, automated profit in 30 days, with zero directional risk. The bot didn't care if the market went up or down. It only cared that the market was moving. That is the power of AI arbitrage. It turns market chaos into your personal ATM. While the world was crying about their portfolios, the AI master was scaling his infrastructure to catch the next microgap. Conclusion: you have two choices. You can stay on the sidelines, watching the magic of AI from a distance while you struggle to pay your bills with outdated methods. Or, you can seize the tools of the new era. Financial freedom is no longer about how hard you work. It's about how much leverage you command. AI arbitrage is the ultimate leverage. It is fast, it is relentless, and it is available to those with the guts to use it. Stop being a victim of the market and start being its owner. The machines are already running. The only question is, are they working for you, or are they taking your money? Build your bot, find your spread, and dominate the frequency. Your wealth is waiting in the milliseconds. Get after it. Listen closely, because the world you thought you knew about money is dead. While you've been sweating over charts, reading outdated news, and praying for a lucky break, the elites have already automated your downfall. You are playing checkers against a quantum computer. Your human intuition, it's a liability. Your gut feeling, it's a shortcut to bankruptcy. In the high-stakes arena of global finance, if you aren't using the machine, you are the fuel for those who do. Welcome to the era of predictive investing. This isn't about guessing anymore. It's about absolute dominance through data. The problem is simple. You are human. You are slow. You are emotional. And your brain is physically incapable of processing the 4 quintillion bytes of data generated every single day. By the time you read a headline, the market has already priced it in, chewed it up, and moved on. You're reacting to the ghost of a movement that happened 10 minutes ago. This lag is where your wealth goes to die. Traditional investing is a reactive sport, a desperate scramble to catch a falling knife. But the machine doesn't react. It anticipates. It sees the ripple in the water before the stone even hits the surface. The solution isn't to work harder. It's to outsource your intelligence to an entity that never sleeps. Predictive AI doesn't care about your opinion on a tech stock. It analyzes sentiment from millions of social media posts, tracks satellite imagery of oil tankers, and deciphers microscopic shifts in bond yields simultaneously. This is the machine's edge. It uses deep learning to identify patterns that are invisible to the naked eye. It builds a map of the future based on the mathematical probability of the present. When you utilize predictive modeling, you aren't just investing, you are executing a calculated strike. You are moving from a position of hope to a position of mathematical certainty. Look at the titans of the hedge fund world. While the average retail investor was panic selling during the recent market volatility, AI-driven systems were quietly rebalancing portfolios in milliseconds. Consider the case of a mid-level trader who integrated predictive sentiment analysis into his strategy, while the experts on TV were screaming buy based on old-school fundamentals. His AI flagged a massive disconnect in real-time consumer data and social sentiment. The machine predicted a 15% correction 3 days before it happened. He didn't just survive the crash, he shorted the peak and doubled his net worth while the rest of the world was crying on Twitter. That is the difference between being a victim of the market and being its master. Financial freedom is not a dream. It is a calculation. It is the result of removing human error from the wealth equation. If you want to stay in the middle class, keep following your instincts. But if you want to dominate, if you want to build a legacy that can't be touched by inflation or economic cycles, you must adopt the machine. The edge is here, and it is sharper than you can imagine. The only question left is, will you hold the blade, or will you let it cut you? The era of predictive investing has begun. Get on the right side of the algorithm, or get out of the way. Your wealth domination starts now. Listen to me, and listen closely. Your physical body is a liability in the digital economy. You are tired. You are slow. You need to sleep. You need to eat. And you have this annoying tendency to let emotions and doubt get in the way of your execution. If you are still trading your precious, limited hours for currency, you aren't building a kingdom, you're just a well-paid slave. The ceiling of your wealth is currently capped by your own biological limitations. But what if I told you that the ceiling just vanished? What if I told you that while you're lying in bed, an army of invisible, ruthless, and highly intelligent digital soldiers is out there hunting for profit, closing deals, and building empires in your name? This isn't science fiction. This is the era of autonomous agents, and if you aren't deploying them, you are choosing to be obsolete. The problem with most entrepreneurs today is the human bottleneck. You think you're a CEO because you have a fancy LinkedIn title, but you're actually a glorified babysitter. You hire humans who get sick, who quit, who misunderstand instructions, and who cost you a fortune in overhead. Or worse, you try to do everything yourself. You spend 10 hours a day doing repetitive tasks that require the brainpower of a goldfish. This is why you aren't rich. You are playing a linear game in an exponential world. You are trying to climb a mountain by crawling on your hands and knees, while the new elite are taking a goddamn elevator. The traditional model of scaling is dead. It's too slow, too expensive, and too prone to human error. If you want to dominate, you need to remove the human element starting with your own manual labor. The solution is the ultimate weapon in the AI wealth domination arsenal: autonomous agents. These aren't just chatbots like ChatGPT, where you have to hold their hand and ask every single question. No. An autonomous agent is a goal-oriented entity. You give it a mission, research this market, find the most profitable niche, build a website, and generate leads, and it doesn't ask how. It figures it out. It creates its own tasks, executes them, analyzes the results, and corrects its own course. It is a self-evolving loop of productivity. These agents, AutoGPT, Baby AGI, and custom-coded agentic workflows are your 24/7 workforce. They don't complain, they don't ask for raises, and they work at the speed of light. Scaling to infinity means you no longer manage people. You manage objectives. You become the general of a digital army that scales horizontally across the internet, infiltrating markets before your competitors even wake up for their morning coffee. Look at the case of a student of mine who built a digital real estate empire in less than 90 days. In the old world, he would have needed a content team, an SEO agency, and a dozen virtual assistants. Instead, he deployed 3 autonomous agents. Agent Alpha was tasked with identifying trending high-ticket affiliate keywords. Agent Beta was programmed to generate 50 high-quality, SEO-optimized articles a day and publish them. Agent Gamma was the closer it hunted for backlink opportunities and managed social media distribution. He didn't write a single word. He didn't click publish once. While he was vacationing in the Maldives, his agents were engaged in a relentless 24-hour cycle of growth. Within 3 months, he was netting $20,000 a month in passive commissions. That is the power of scaling to infinity. He didn't just build a business. He built a self-sustaining machine that prints money. The window of opportunity is narrow. Right now, the world is divided into 2 groups: the ones who are scared of AI taking their jobs, and the ones who are using AI to take over the world. Which one are you? If you are still waiting for a better time or for the technology to mature, you've already lost. Financial freedom isn't a dream. It's a technical implementation. It's about building systems that don't need you. Use these agents to research, to code, to market, and to sell. Stop being the engine and start being the architect. The age of the solopreneur is over. The age of the agentic overlord has begun. Go out there, Deploy your army and scale your wealth until the numbers on your screen look like a phone number. The infinity loop is waiting. Take it. Audiobook script, AI Wealth Domination. Listen to me very carefully. Your current success is a sandcastle waiting for a tsunami. If you are sitting there feeling comfortable because your bank account looks decent today, you are already dying. The world doesn't care about your past wins, and the market has zero sympathy for your proven methods. We are living through the most brutal Darwinian shift in human history. You are either the predator utilizing artificial intelligence to scale your wealth to the heavens, or you are the prey, the outdated, slow-moving relic waiting for extinction. Future-proofing isn't a corporate buzzword. It is a violent necessity. If your empire isn't built on the backbone of AI, you aren't building a legacy, you're just managing a countdown to a Wake up. The tools for absolute financial domination are right in front of you, but you're too busy playing small with 20th century tactics. The problem is your ego and your attachment to the grind. You've been programmed to believe that more hours equals more wealth. That is a lie designed to keep you a slave to your own business. In the age of AI wealth domination, human effort is the most expensive and least efficient resource you have. While you're hustling to analyze a single market trend or manually managing a sales funnel, an AI-driven competitor has already processed 1 billion data points, optimized their entire supply chain, and captured your customers before you even finished your morning coffee. The gap between the AI-powered elite and the manual labor strivers is widening into a canyon that you will never be able to cross if you don't move now. You are competing against machines that never sleep, never complain, and never make emotional mistakes. If you continue to run your business like a human, you will be crushed like one. The solution is a radical, aggressive integration of AI as the central nervous system of your wealth empire. You must stop viewing AI as a cool tool and start seeing it as your primary commander. Future-proofing means automating the high-level decision-making processes that used to take you weeks. It means using predictive algorithms to identify wealth opportunities before they hit the mainstream. You need to build digital clones of your expertise, AI agents that can sell, market, and innovate 24/7 without your intervention. Financial freedom isn't just about having money. It's about having a self-correcting AI-governed system that generates massive capital while you sleep. You leverage AI to eliminate overhead, maximize margins, and scale at a velocity that would have been physically impossible 5 years ago. This is how you move from being a business owner to a sovereign wealth commander. Look at the case of a former real estate mogul I coached. He spent 20 years building a portfolio through manual networking and gut feelings. He was exhausted and plateauing. We burned his old model to the ground. We implemented an AI-driven acquisition engine that scanned thousands of distressed properties per hour, predicting price appreciation with 94% accuracy. We replaced his entire marketing department with a generative AI suite that produced hyper-targeted ads for every specific demographic Within 12 months, his revenue tripled, while his personal workload dropped by 80%. He didn't work harder. He worked smarter by letting the machine take the wheel. He stopped being the engine and started being the architect. That is what future-proofing looks like. It is the transition from brute force to supreme leverage. In conclusion, you have a choice to make today, and there is no middle ground. You can cling to your manual processes and watch your empire crumble as the AI revolution sweeps you into the dustbin of history. Or, you can grab the throat of this technology and use it to build a fortress of wealth that is untouchable by time or competition. The era of working for money is over for those who are brave enough to dominate. Your empire's survival depends on your willingness to stop being human and start being exponential. Adapt, automate, and dominator, get out of the way for someone who will. The future doesn't belong to the hard workers. It belongs to the AI masters. Which one are you? You have the blueprint. You have the tools. Now, the only thing standing between you and absolute freedom is your own hesitation. The world is changing faster than you can imagine. Every day you wait is a day you lose to someone hungrier. Stop reading, stop planning, and start executing. Build your machine. Dominate your niche. Claim your freedom. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's here. Will you lead it or be left behind? Go out and take what is yours.